though. Yeah, they could use the Reaper, but why? You know?
But why?
But why? What they've been doing is working fine. They don't need to throw in the Reaper. They just need to play what they've been playing and play it well.
Yeah, they don't need to throw it in on defense either. It's not the most necessary thing here. And
this is interesting.
Yep, they are definitely trying something sneaky right now.
All right. Hey, whoa, what is going on with you, Winston? That does not look healthy.
He's getting some serious hang time on the cart there.
I guess so. That does not look comfortable, Winston. Oh my gosh. I'm the co-rack now. How embarrassing.
That was embarrassing for him.
We'll complete our mission.
So everybody going to be sitting up there. They have an Ana with this composition, so looking to power up agilities, and this is going to be a sneaky little dive onto Team Liquid to hang. I feel bad for what might be about to happen to you. Rafa does play Widowmaker here, so they are going back to that.
They're just running back in there. What is going on?
Hit the scatter arrow, actually,
Reality.
onto Grim Reality. So that is a disaster. Rafa's going to switch right off and try and get this 6v5 going.
I am so amused / confused right now.
Well,
Immortals just deciding to try to run it back, and they ran into a scatter arrow.
Wow, that was basically a disaster. Coming in with 2 snipers against that when you're in the open was tragedy there for Immortals, but Liquid win the day, at least for now, getting a good amount of damage done to that control point while Immortals continues to fall.
I mean, wasn't the plan to let them run past and then dive from behind? I mean, they just...
I don't know. Maybe their plan was to just walk out into the open against 2 snipers and then instantly get picked and lose point A as fast as possible.
I mean, I feel like I would have seen a Sonic arrow if there was one. Maybe there was and I missed it, and that's why Immortals decided to try to vacate, but that was odd. I want to watch that one again.
Well, for now, we're back into Westworld, Doa, and with
really
some
fast.
blinding speed, Team Liquid really making this attack work so far. Immortals reeling and trying to regain control of the high ground.
Yeah, some definite silliness going on in Hollywood.
I mean, that's generally a true statement, Doa.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm not even talking about Overwatch yet. Wow, and Immortals just getting rocked. Full support's going down already to the dive from Team Liquid. Payload's just going to keep moving, and Immortals looking thoroughly flustered at this point.
Well, they haven't been able to regain their composure so far as Team Liquid pushing this payload without hardly any resistance right now. And we are going to have to see Immortals try and recuperate here on this defense because this has been so quick for Team Liquid.
This has been a very weird round of Hollywood. Immortals finally coming back onto the payload now. We'll see what they can accomplish. Agilities does have the Dragon Blade. A couple ults to use. A couple more coming up soon. Team Liquid not looking too bad in that department either. Transcendence coming in for TL as they try to defend the attack. Hyped actually gets a kill on Rafa with the self-destruct. That payload stalled out for the moment as the Genjis battle on the rooftops. Seems appropriate for ninjas, doesn't it?
Yeah, finally chasing them off the card. Both supports going down pretty early in that engagement for Team Liquid, but they don't over-commit to their ultimates to hang the only one to pop the Transcendence. So we are going to have a pretty spectacular fight here, full of ultimates.
Yeah, both teams kind of holding on to pretty much everything there.
Yeah, Grieve did pick off AZK very early there, so Team Liquid knew it was sort of a lost cause. Didn't want to pour too many resources after having that Transcendence used quickly.
AZK coming back for a little bit of revenge now. Immortals, though, right on top of Team Liquid already. They dropped the sound barrier. Fate trying to just disperse everybody, create those pick opportunities. Agilities with the kill to Rafa and to Hang. Speaking of pick opportunities, 2 kills already for the Dragon Blade. And it looks like Immortals, despite losing agilities, is going to pretty much rock Team Liquid's world in this fight.
Yes, finally stabilizing there. Fury not having an opportunity to use his self-destruct, and Shatter 2K realized that the fight was already lost when the Dragon Blade kills from agility, the double kill came through early. So they still have lots and lots of time to work with, though. 3 minutes and only a little bit further to push here on point B.
Well, that's the thing, is that if Immortals had had a normal point A defense, this map might already be over with the amount of stalling we see on Westworld. But TL does have a little bit of time to try to keep pushing. Shatter 2K waiting for a chance to use that Dragon Blade. He's going to need to wait a little bit longer because he's dead. Grim Reality Also looking for a little bit more.
Little by little, Immortals is getting the time that they lost on point A back.
Yeah.
And Team Liquid has been losing the fights when the ultimates have been effectively even.
It seems like these last couple of games have been Immortals being like, let's try to play from behind. We need some practice doing that. Be really silly at the beginning.
They're doing a good job now.
Yeah.
2 minutes left over. Team Liquid can still make this work, and Shatter 2K waiting for this. Transcendence is out, and that's going to be the trigger, but he still doesn't pull the sword. There it goes.
Al-Karif pulls the Transcendence out in response as well. There's a kill onto Agilities. Fury manages to get 2 with the self-destruct, though, as Shatter 2K is still cutting away at the supports. Has to walk away from Karif. I think it looked like Karif was prepared, actually. Shatter 2K, I don't agree with that spray at all. Team Liquid still pushing the payload, though.
And that might be it. I don't know if they're going to be able to stall this anymore with the late deaths that occurred. So into the studio phase we will go. Team Liquid, 3 minutes to get into the parking spot, and that's going to help them with 3 kills right off the bat.
I mean, Immortals a little bit scattered right now. People coming in one by one. Team Liquid just taking advantage of that. And all that tight, crisp play that we've been talking about for Immortals is nowhere to be seen here on defense on Hollywood.
Yeah, well, they had it going for just a little bit, but Team Liquid again breaking through. And Immortals gonna have to back this off. We're gonna take a look here and see how that Diva ult managed to pick up the 2 kills, and he's dropping right down on top of the payload.
Okay.
Got a little too close there. The sound barrier was dropped, but just too much damage.
Guess so. Agilities. It really has been a battle of Genjis here. A lot of dueling going on, and it looks like Shatter 2K is gonna lose that one. Agilities cuts him down. A little bit of help from the Discord orb as well. And Immortals finally getting a little bit more stability here on the payload. 2 minutes left for Team Liquid. Might have to back off a little bit and regroup.
Didn't stick that one, ended up on the barrier instead, so Grim can't actually pick off the Winston.
Yeah. Gets a health pack instead. There's a Transcendence. Okay, TL going in with their own support ultimate too. Immortals piling onto the payload. Agilities with the first kill, courtesy of that Dragon Blade. Self-destruct doesn't pick up anything, but it does force TL to break apart, and Immortals able to find all the small skirmishes they were looking for. That said, Team Liquid fighting back. They kept enough people alive that they maybe now can't quite push the payload. They have to regroup a little bit before going back in.
Yeah, Fury with the late self-destruct as well. Not going to be helpful when it comes to pushing in this final minute. They've got to move this straight into the VIP space. Lots of long-range spam coming through from the supports of Immortals. And they are going to eventually have to push through these choke points against that Zenyatta spam.
Fate goes down to the pulse bomb really early. And we'll see if Grim Realities can maybe get some pressure going on from behind. Team Liquid still looking good with this push. They've nearly got it there, but Immortals has nearly burned all the time off the clock.
And they still have the Dragon Blade. AZK has been doing a lot of work in this series so far. Is anybody going to contest this? Yes, barely.
That was close, but Shatter 2K is right there with the Dragon Blade. Grim Reality goes down. Transcendence comes in at the very end, trying to just hold on for a little bit longer. Fate,
where are you, buddy?
He's trying to chase away the hang, I guess. All right, he gets the kill, but at what cost?
He's actually zoning both supports.
Whoa.
I'm shocked that Rafa went back there for that.
He actually got back to the payload in time. Team Liquid still pushing, but now the Dragon Blade comes out for Agilities. They might be able to stall it out right here. Looks like they will. Maybe, just maybe, about 10 seconds left now for Team Liquid.
Yeah, Rafa was dealing with the Winston instead of actually being there to help out with the team, but that pushback by Fate basically made sure that they had the spawn advantage and the healing advantage.
Here we go, TL coming in with the Zenyatta ultimate. Sound barriers coming in for both teams as well. Immortals trying to hold. There's the self-destruct. Self-destructs for both teams, actually. Both Divas get a kill. Mirrored kills basically coming in. Team Liquid though, Rafa going down, and it looks like it's finally going to be a hold. Shatter 2K can't keep the OT bar going for much longer, and Immortals will manage to just barely hold it, but I feel like I saw something like this happen on a different payload-related map a little bit ago.
I do think that I saw that a little bit earlier. Reminder though, that Team Liquid in Contenders has been significantly better at hybrid and escort than all other map types.
Very true. I mean, it shows, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely shows. And I think that when we look at this best of 7, you also have to consider the fact that, again, like our best of 5s, there are 2 control maps in here. So that is potentially problematic. Considering Immortals is already up 2-1. Team Liquid does pretty much have to just run the table on the Escort and the hybrid maps if they want to have a shot at taking this best of 7.
True enough. So Immortals swapping over to the attack, and if we look up at the hero portraits right now, it looks like we might see that unique 2-2-2 from Team Liquid. Now, you were calling this a triple support comp, in your opinion. We were talking about it before. You consider Sombra support now, huh?
Yeah, pretty much, because she has a kit full of utility and is mostly used to control zones more than anything else. She's not going to be dealing damage really or anything like that unless we're talking about finishing up the final 50 HP on a Zenyatta post-EMP. So I think right now it's just a matter of that control, but it is a low damage composition. Everything about the composition for Team Liquid on defense depends on Fury having a lot of energy charge. And I think that's a dangerous place to hedge your bets right now, because Immortals have been excellent at switching targets and target fire on a dime.
Right.
So they're going to move away probably from those shielded targets, those barrier targets, and that can cause problems because that puts so much burden on AZK, as good as he has been in this series, to provide a majority of your damage.
You know, with the slower moving tank core as well, it does sort of create opportunities for AZK and Dehang to get a little bit more isolated, which the dive from Immortals can take advantage of.
Yeah,
so it's risky. It's risky from TL.
Yeah, and as we were talking about earlier too, it does make it difficult when there's so many flank options to get that perfect graviton off.
Yep.
So we'll be just a little bit of shield spam right now, though. Shatter going to be creeping around the side, hacking everything.
Agility's already being annoying in the back, causing the grenade to go down on the team there. Mezzer trying to hold the door as Immortals gets onto the point early on. If they can get to the back again, Agility's looking for that other dash opportunity. He's got it now, going in, may be able to take out Rafa. We'll see. A little bit dangerous. Either way, no. Fate does go down, so Team Liquid kind of grinding through Immortals right now.
Yeah, and the thing about Immortals' composition is they don't have a lot of damage to put into a Reinhardt shield. DPS for Genji pretty low when it comes to breaking Reinhardt barriers. So if they're posting up pretty deep back inside Cafe, it is troublesome for them because Tracer has to get close to deal damage. And of course, the same thing with D.Va. So it's a slow process to work through all 2,000 HP on the Reinhardt barrier.
Yeah, you really have to dive in and try to get behind the shield, but if you do that, if you all dive into that little room that Team Liquid is defending, then you're primed to get EMP.
Yeah, exactly.
So I like the setup for Team Liquid. I think it is cool, and it may just be what they need to hold against Immortals. Immortals pushing in again, though. Fury with the nano boost. He's got the Graviton Surge as well. Goes ahead and uses it. Will they get the kill? So Dehang goes down. And
yes,
that's a decent pulse bomb. There's the combo they were looking for. And Team Liquid holding just fine. Going ahead and using that sound barrier for safety's sake, I suppose. And that's it. Grim Reality with an Uzi to the face from Shatter 2K. That said, Immortals do manage to push everybody back. Man, it looked like such a good fight for Team Liquid. How did they skirmish their way out of that one?
Well, it's just there's no damage after that, right? You pull off the big bang, and if the Zarya goes down, where's the rest of your damage coming from? Sound barrier going to move through it. And if you don't already have the control over this point, you can't really regain it with a composition this slow and this tanky. Because everything about that, and we're gonna take a look at the Zarya
look at how
play
this
right
fight
now.
starts.
Well, but there's also the defense matrix does end up eating that. The Transcendence is in there, but as you see, it was a 2-for-2 trade overall. And so it's just not enough. They used everything that they had to get 2 kills, and Immortals simply had more ultimates on the backside.
So that is kind of, pulse bomb. That was an optimistic pulse bomb from Grim Reality. But perhaps an optimistic comp, too, from Team Liquid. Goodbye to Hang. Agilities with the Dragon Blade unopposed in the back lines, and Immortals is really going to get a lot of momentum going with this payload.
Yeah, trying to delay it as long as they can, but it's not going to be too much, as there's been the damage done. AZK again doing the old payload run around with Tracer. But it is going to move through Westworld, and Immortals still with 3 ults left in the bank.
I wonder if that Omnic movie producer appreciates Winston jumping up and down on his car over and over again.
I don't think he cares how... it's not doing any damage. It's not denting it. Maybe it just gets
a noise, you know?
Monkey prints on top of your car.
The rattling, the crunching sound. Shatter 2K goes down via crunching sound from Fate. got the Primal Rage if he needs it. Immortals trying to keep this payload going. Ooh, Dehang got really far up there. And Team Liquid, maybe not the greatest defensive positioning there, as both supports are pretty far up, and that was easy for Immortals to take care of.
I just don't know why they're holding on to Sombra right now. Is it because they still have the EMP? That's a big stagger as well onto Fury. Is it because he has the EMP? Because it's hard to entrench yourself to get those health packs in Westworld. I understand it more on this particular point in Studio, but it seems like you're almost resigning yourself to losing that point unless you get the drop-down EMP.
Gonna try it in. Speaking of, well, EMP, he's got it available. Nano Boost, meanwhile, onto Mezzer. Waiting for a chance to use that Primal Rage. Team Liquid does take control of the point for just a moment. Agilities comes in with the Dragon Blade, though he already took out Dehang. Looking for more targets now. And Immortals, they lost Karib, but they're still holding strong for the moment. Jumping back on now, AZK does pop Hype out of the mech. There's a Pulse Bomb. No kills from that, though, it looks like. And Immortals able to roll through Team Liquid in the end. And as soon as the self-destruct is done, and as soon as they pop Fury out of the mech again, and as soon as they kill Dehang, maybe they can push this payload the rest of the way through point B.
Yeah, taking a little nap there was a nice sleep dart onto Agility, so maybe this is going to be a hold enough. They did buy just a small amount of time.
Wow, all right.
Shatter actually making this Sombra work eventually and heading back right up to another EMP.
Yeah, not a lot of ultimates to work with on the side of Immortals to try to push this rest of the way, too. So a little bit of a scary moment here for Immortals.
Well, there's a bit of a mind game, too, between Verbo and Shatter 2K about who is going to use the ult. He didn't really want to pop that sound barrier while the EMP was still there, so he delayed the sound barrier coming out.
Shatter 2K nearly has that EMP again.
Yeah, exactly. Still a scary moment for the Lucio player.
All right, he breaks it down. Here we go. Agility's building up to that Dragon Blade, killing Dehang already. The EMP comes in. The sound barrier is nearly gone already, but here comes Agility's with the Dragon Blade now. AZK with a couple kills, a two-man Pulse Bomb. Good start for him. Immortals pushing this short man, but it looks like they may have enough. Depends on where the respawns come, right?
Yeah, trying desperately to get that Sombra back, but too low, has to translocate to a health pack and finally gets it, but they only have 2 minutes now.
Yeah.
Immortals not the most time in the world, and that's a very fast response by Liquid. They do have to be careful here.
Defending pretty far up, but they've got the respawns to get back in position in time. Immortals do win that fight. The payload will move. Yeah, get 3 people on that, move that as fast as they can.
They didn't delay that enough for it to be worth all the ult charge that they just gave Immortals. If you can push that out for 30 seconds or a minute, that might be worthwhile. But now Immortals nearly recharged 4 ults. And Team Liquid still close to 4 of their own, but still holding back on 2 right now.
Wondering if Hype is going to throw in the self-destruct here pretty soon. Waiting for that commitment from Team Liquid. There's the Transcendence from Immortals. Waiting for it, waiting out that Primal Rage. Fate actually pops Fury out of the mech. Not a bad start. Hype to the kill. Rafa going down. Doesn't even need to use that self-destruct. Immortals able to sort of scrap their way to a teamfight win here. Didn't really need to use too much. Karib used Transcendence, and that's about it.
Yeah, that is about it. And Grim Reality up with another Pulse Bomb right now, but Team Liquid has plenty of defensive tools. Self-destruct and sound barrier to be used right now, but they don't have a Nano Boost target.
Oh, Grim Reality gets a stick with the Pulse Bomb. I believe that is a D-Mech Diva, perhaps. And now Hype comes in. He's got his ultimate if he needs to use it.
Okay, force out the self-destruct right now. They force out the Nano Boost. Immortals in a good position.
Yep. Trying to push ahead, trying to finish this map. Go up 2-1 in the series, or 3-1 rather. Fate, sound barrier onto him. Agility's cutting people up with that Dragon Blade, and that will be the icing on the cake. Immortals will take the match and put themselves 1 map away from winning Contenders Season 0.
Yeah, that was really nice, and especially the fact that the Diva from Team Liquid had to self-destruct first. That damage was crucial, because with all the ultimates going down, it allowed the good counterattack from Immortals and forcing the tempo of the ultimates from Team Liquid to be used first, and in this case, worse.
Hey, all right. Zenyatta play the game. Let's see it. Show me those kills. Yes. All right, I'm waiting for the kills.
Look at
there's
him.
one. Okay.
Look at him going, spamming those orbs.
Oh, it's not quite as impressive as I thought it would be, but whatever.
I almost wish we could go back to Nepal. He had a couple of like triple kills on Nepal, I feel like, but nonetheless, that's the play we got. I think it's just good that we acknowledge Kareev in that regard.
Yeah,
But
and Zenyatta's everywhere.
well, no, just Kareev. I think.
Yeah,
And Zenyatta's everywhere.
most
Okay,
Zenyatas are terrible. But.
So what?
I agree. I'm not one of
How
them,
much
but
do
yeah.
you play Zenyatta? I'm getting a certain
bit.
vibe. Maybe that you play
A bit.
Okay, all right.
I dabble.
I dabble. He dabbles. Well, I mean, that was just such a fascinating round. I'm going to definitely have to watch just that map again because Liquid.
I don't know what the hell happened at the beginning of that defense
That was,
by Immortals.
that was really weird.
I know what happened. It was a scatter arrow from spawn.
What I'm wondering if before that, was there a sonic arrow that like
Yeah, I didn't see
we missed
that.
somehow? Because that's the only reason I can think of that you would intentionally just run across a map in front of the attacking team like that. I don't.
Well, it was
know.
also one of those moments where in Overwatch, because you can't necessarily tell what the other team composition is as you're coming out of spawn, maybe they didn't expect there to be a Widow and a Hanzo like peeking out of the doors onto Hollywood, because that made
guess.
that decision very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there must have been a sonic arrow
Yeah, it
then,
must have
because
been.
otherwise, if you see there's two snipers, then you want to wait even more for them to run past. So I don't know. It was odd.
But either way, it started the ebb and flow of that map for them, because you had said during there that the Christmas wasn't quite there for Immortals. It was there like in very short windows, but what would happen is it would be broken. So it started off broken for them because they lost a member early.
Sure.
So then they lose the points. Then they